Chelsea in further talks to sell Trevoh Chalobah, source tells Football Insider. Inter Milan is in advanced conversation to rent Chelsea Trevoh Chalobah stars. Chalobah prefers to stay at Stamford Bridge, but the club encourages to move it in the coming weeks. Football Insider first expressed Inter's interest in the 24-year-old player last month after the Serie A team contacted Chelsea to register their interest in an agreement. The Italian giant has been interested in bringing the defender throughout the season and initially asked for its availability in January. Chalobah's contract is currently running until 2028 after the signing and extension of the contract in November last year and made 33 appearances in all competitions last season. Other news came from Brighton. The Blues are also believed to be interested in entering Chalobah in a potential exchange agreement for the top target Moises Caicedo. Roberto De Zerbi's side is believed to be interested in the possibility of a change between Caicedo and Chalobah. Levi Colwill sent a message to Chelsea when Liverpool and Brighton continued to question it. Liverpool and Brighton seem to get a big blow to their hopes to recruit Levi Colwill. The 20-year-old defender is much associated with the departure of Chelsea this summer following an impressive loan period on the southern coast of last season. Colwill, whose contract at Stamford Bridge ended in 2025, appeared 17 times for Seagulls in the Premier League, helping Roberto De Zerbi's team to keep 5 clean sheets. Football London understands that the Blues are very impressed with the progress of Colwill, and he is expected to look for guarantees from Mauricio Pochettino during the match time. It is believed that the Jurgen Klopp team monitored the situation of the young man and they had asked many questions about their availability, but he was not for sale. Despite facing a rather uncertain future, Colwill seems to enjoy life in his childhood club. Colwill said, "I like this, let's see what next." Then, about a day later, Colwill was seen smiling broadly as he walked out with the squad to the field at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. While Colwill looked happy at Chelsea, De Zerbi remained eager to get the defender. Speaking at a press conference ahead of the Brighton match with the Blues in the Premier League Summer Series, the Italian coach reasoned that the transfer of players might occur. Said De Zerbi, "There are 2 questions, not only about Caicedo, also about Colwill. And maybe that could be exchange. I want to play with Cases and Colwill, but now I can only talk about Cases because Colwill is not one of my players." Chelsea are now reportedly approaching the signing of Montpellier ELYE WAHI star. According to Fabrizio Romano, the conversation continues between the 2 clubs and the agreement is now getting closer. Romano said, understanding that Chelsea are now advanced in the conversation to sign ELYE WAHI, an agreement is getting closer. The new negotiation round is scheduled to Montpellier. Chelsea's plans include loans for Wahi this season. Chelsea want to speed up this week because there is competition. Wati was very impressive last season, and it was very easy to see why all big clubs were interested in the potential transfer agreement. He was a player who had to be patient with the club. He is still very young, he has to learn a lot, and the Premier League is not for everyone, so yes, he will be a big risk. Mauricio Pochettino insisted Conor Gallagher remained in his plan in the middle of speculation that would leave Chelsea. The Blues have not yet decided on their last squad for the upcoming Premier League season, because there is a possibility of a dense transfer activity in the rest of the transfer window. The main focus remains in the midfield area, where Chelsea have let many players go at the closure of the season. There was a great pressure on Pochettino and the club to get a balance right before the season begins. For now, the choice is far, and a little, with only Enzo Fernandez who was guaranteed to get a place there. The recent focus was on Conor Gallagher, with Chelsea rejected the £40 million offer from West Ham United. Pochettino responded by saying, "Gallagher is in our plan. In football things we can't overcome, but I am happy with him. New midfielder? At least we need one more. We're working on it, depending on what happens in the next few weeks. The club is working for it." Pochettino assesses Gallagher. There is still concern that Chelsea can sell it if a bigger offer comes. One of the big reasons is the status of the homegrown midfielder. because sales will represent total profits for the club. Besides West Ham, Tottenham also showed interest. However, Chelsea's fierce competition with Spurs might make the club not accept offers from their London neighbours for Gallagher or anyone. However, any step for the midfielder will depend on Chelsea's ability to strengthen their midfield. Russell Martin talks about the targets of Chelsea and Liverpool for the future of ROMEO LAVIA in Southampton. Chelsea and Liverpool are two teams associated with the move of Southampton midfielder ROMEO LAVIA. The Saints manager, Russell Martin, is well aware of the midfield interest of his star produced after the club was relegated to the Championship last season. Speaking of Lavia's future, said the 37-year-old manager, through Fabrizio Romano, he has many things that happen on his head. It is not easy for young players to deal with noise, but he handles it well. The latest news is very common: he might still be here, he might not be here. Chelsea were involved in their own transfer battle, but whether Lavia is still on the market in the next few days, that still needs to be seen. If Chelsea are interested in him, they know the price. It was not a bad idea to contract a 19-year-old Belgian international if Chelsea failed to pursue Caicedo. Chelsea prepare for a new conversation with Juventus for their star Romelu Lukaku. According to a report by Italian outlet Tutto Mercato Web, Romelu Lukaku remains a concern of Juventus, and the Serie A giant increases their efforts to rent Chelsea strikers in the ongoing transfer window. The Blues appreciate the Belgian international with €40 million this summer, and Lukaku has also made contact with Juventus. Lukaku's behavior made the Nerazzurri wrong direction, and they cancelled the summer move. Meanwhile, Saudi Arabian clubs have submitted attractive offers to Chelsea for the 30-year-old player, but the Belgian international did not want to move to the Middle East. It has made Juventus the only decent destination for veteran strikers this summer, and the Serie A giant is preparing a new round of conversation with Chelsea, with Cristiano Giannulli on a trip to London. Meanwhile, Chelsea will demand €40 million to part with the player. The latest report describes a contradictory picture about the future of Lukaku. While the previous claims showed an agreement on the transfer fee, the update by TMW showed that the Serie A giant had not paid €40 million to secure the Lukaku service. So it will be interesting to see how the conversation between Chelsea and Juventus developed. Rhys James praised Chelsea's summer recruitment. Chelsea star Rhys James praised the new recruit Nicholas Jackson, who performed well for the Blues. The striker has scored twice for the Blues during the preseason, scored against Brighton and Newcastle United. When asked about the new summer recruitment, James told NBC Sports, he has big shoes to fill. Number 9 Chelsea has a great history. He came at the right time. So far, he took his chance, and he helped us at the top of the field. Chelsea have several great strikers in their ranks for years, including people like Didier Drogba, Nicolas Anelka, Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank, Gianfranco Zola, and Diego Costa. Jackson appeared extraordinary for Villarreal last season before moving to Stamford Bridge. The Senegal international scored 12 goals and gave 4 assists in 26 La Liga performances for the Spanish club during the 2022-23 season, which was his debut season for the senior team. It still needs to be seen whether the 22-year-old striker can regain his best performance for the West London team. The Blues certainly need a goal-scorer striker, the position they have lacking in recent years. Pochettino is ready to lend a 20-year-old Chelsea player. The Evening Standard reports that Chelsea are ready to lend a number of young players who are currently on their tour to the US, including defender Bashir Humphries. Humphries has returned to Chelsea this summer after spending the second half of last year on loan at the German club, Paderborn, in the second cast. The report states that Mauricio Pochettino is willing to lend it, and most likely British U20 international players will move to the Championship. Leeds, meanwhile, requires additional on the right side of the middle defense this summer. Diego Llorente, Robin Koch and Rasmus Christensen have all left. Charlie Cresswell has returned, but certainly, Leeds needs another right-foot central defender without affecting the time of Cresswell's game. Humphries will be perfect. Chelsea led Arsenal in a race to sign Mohamed Kudus. Kudus is closely related to the move to the Premier League this summer. With Brighton and United previously interested, Chelsea is the current favourite to contract him. The report states that the Blues present a more convincing package than Arsenal. In addition, Chelsea believe they can give Arsenal prices for each potential step because they are in a stronger position to approve the transfer fees and wages. Kudus is expected to be valued around £40 million by Ajax if he wants to leave the club. Chelsea have cut their squad significantly and can recruit 2 midfielders before the window is closed. Besides Kudus, Mauricio Pochettino also pursued an agreement for Moises Caicedo, with ongoing talks.